beautiful humans. I hope you all are doing well. It is a really calm, chilly Saturday here in Florida, and I decided to do some cleaning up around the house. I'm trying to spend my day being really mindful of my movements, what I'm intaking, all those different kinds of beautiful things. My husband had some plans this morning, so I decided to take the day to just kind of focus on myself, do some self-care, and I don't know, just take you all along a little mindful day. So I made myself a latte, and I am trying to focus on all the good things to fill back up my cup. But yeah, long story short, I have just been really trying to focus on being mindful. It's been really challenging because I've genuinely been going through some things with my mental health. The last 2 years of my life have been just a really big struggle, and I've gone through some really toxic therapy, and then I also have gone through some really amazing therapy. But either way, it's been really difficult for me to focus on being mindful instead of just lashing out or acting on my emotions or just letting my free flag fly, if that is what I can say here. Yeah, overall, I have been trying to accomplish being more mindful, and that really means, being mindful of my needs, filling back up my cup, and really also trying to force myself to be there for my friends. And I think being there for other people during a time where it feels like I'm running on E has been really difficult for me. And that's actually kind of weird for me. Bo is coming to say hello. But it's weird for me to have such a hard time being mindful of being there for my friends and for my family and for the people around me, just simply because I've been going through things myself. And I think for a while I was prioritizing everyone else except for myself, and now it feels like I've been prioritizing only myself. So I'm trying to find the healthy balance between being there for myself, filling back up my cup, and fill up my cup so much that it overflows onto the people that are in my life. But yeah, all this to say, I have been really just trying to navigate the human experience as mindful as possible. And it hasn't been an easy ride, but it has been a ride that is very worth it. So something I also have been really mindful of is making sure that I am taking care of my skin and doing some self-care. So I've been doing a lot of face masks and trying to just take care of my body, because ultimately I've noticed that working out and taking care of my body has had a direct impact on my mental health. Even that goes as far as my water intake in a day, or just what I feed myself in a day. I've noticed it change a huge shift in my mood. But yeah, so I have my latte here, and I guess I'm just gonna have a little mindful day. I'm going to do some house chores, get some cleaning done. I'm also really excited. I just booked a tattoo appointment for May 11th, so I'm going to be getting a new tattoo, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be an olive branch on my forearm, and that really simplifies Genesis 8:11, and it's when Noah releases the dove, and the dove brings back an olive branch, signifying that the floodwaters are almost gone and there's hope on the horizon. And so that's really big on my business and what I do for my business, and it's really just focusing on giving others hope and helping them navigate the human experience mindfully, and that their floodwaters are starting to cease and that hope is on the horizon. So olive branches mean a lot to me, so I'm really excited to get that done, and that is going to be in May, so yay, excited for that. But other than that, I think I'm just going to start getting some house chores done. I was even thinking of doing some journaling and maybe some drawing, just in my sketchbook, and just kind of releasing some tension that I'm kind of feeling build up inside of me. So I might bring you guys along for that as well. But other than that, I'm trying to do more of documenting my life in my 20s. I absolutely love watching vlogs that are centered around life in my 20s or my 20s diary and things like that. I think it's so cool to see how many people are going through the same exact thing in their own way. And I think that that's how social media can be a really cool tool. So I think I'm going to try and do more things centered around life in your 20s, because I think it's so difficult, and you're navigating, being an adult for the first time, and just really hard things happen, but it's all really beautiful and a part of the process and becoming yourself. And I was actually just recently talking to a friend, and I think one thing that with everything that I've been through the last 2 years, I sometimes look back at pictures and I don't recognize the person that I'm seeing in the pictures, and it's really difficult for me to, feel like I haven't like backslid or gotten worse or stuff like that when I see other pictures, but it makes me realize that I just have to reconcile the person that I was with the person who I am, and it's made me who I am today. And I think reconciling those two worlds and reconciling every single version of the person we have been and are becoming is how we achieve wholeness and staying grounded. So those are some things that I'm also working on, is just kind of reconciling who I was with who I am and who I will be, and just really focusing on accepting every version that I've ever been to try and be more mindful of myself and achieve that wholeness and that grounded mindset. So anyways, I'm going to get some cleaning done and I'm going to take you all along with me. I hope you enjoyed this little diary. But yeah, I hope your Saturday is going well, or whatever day it is that you're watching this, whatever time of day. And I hope that you watch this with a clear mindset, that this hopefully inspires you to be more mindful of yourself, take pride in the environment around you and the relationships that you have, and just take action to be the best version of yourself. And every single day, it's not about becoming the best version of yourself instantly. Our entire life is going to be, learning and growing and evolving into that. And really today is all you have to focus on is being 1% better than you were yesterday. What's one decision that will make you a little bit better? Maybe it's drinking 1 more ounce of water or something small. If we have that mindset of just becoming 1% better each day and making that, it'll build up into something so beautiful, and it'll help us achieve the person that we want to become. I've been reading Atomic Habits. If you have read that book, you're probably understanding where I'm getting that quote from. But that book, I'm on like chapter 4, and it's actually changing my entire perspective and changing my mind in just those 4 chapters. So I'm really excited to finish that book. In fact, I might read that because my goal was to finish it in January, but we're literally already halfway through February and I'm only on chapter 4. So maybe I'll also take some time to do a face mask and read a chapter or 2. So join me. Those of you that don't know, I am also in my last semester of my bachelor's program for communication and conflict. And it's pretty much just that. It's learning how to communicate when there's conflict and third-party interventions and just a bunch of different things on like how to communicate, how to interact with humanity and how you communicate, or how you communicate by not communicating, if that makes sense. So all facets of that. And it can set me up to get my master's in clinical mental health counseling, which I'm not sure if I'm going to go for that. I definitely see myself doing that something in the future when I'm really settling down. My kids are older, etc. I don't have any kids yet, but just, in general. But yeah, so something with that, I'm in my last semester, like I said, and I'll be graduating in May. So something that I'm working on developing within the next couple of months before I graduate is a communications and conflict class. So I'm not really sure what it's going to be called, but it's really going to encompass, every facet of your being. So mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, all these different facets, all these different versions, and working out how to be mindful and work towards what's meaningful and wholeness and all those different types of things. Finding balance in life, essentially. So growing, evolving, learning, all that stuff upon new information. And I'm thinking it's probably going to be around 6 weeks, but it'll be just a class on Zoom that I'm going to be offering. And I'm just going to really be teaching everyone kind of the things that I've learned. And I am by no means a professional in this area. However, I am very well educated in the communications area. And I want to share with other people some of the things that I've learned, because I think I've had so many hardships with certain relationships throughout my entire life due to lack of communication or poor communication. And I think that it's super important to understand that conflict is actually something that can enhance and strengthen your relationships. It's something that helps you dig deeper into understanding each other, and that's what really ultimately grows a relationship. So there's a lot of different things going into it, but I think that there needs to be some sort of conversation around how conflict is actually healthy. Disagreeing is what makes us individuals, and different things like that. Of course, I'm going to go into boundaries, toxic environments, red flags, different things like that, because they're all important. Again, it's finding balance. It's not just, accepting everything and thinking everything's great, but it's finding balance with not cutting off and saying no consistently, and also not people pleasing and saying yes consistently. Really finding a balance and navigating how you can be the best version of yourself through communicating and interacting with the people and environment around you. So I'm working on developing that class, and I will be definitely posting and keeping you guys in the know for when it is ready and it's going to be posted. But I'm definitely thinking sometime around summer, and maybe even before then. Not totally sure yet, but yeah, that is in the works. But I already did the dishes this morning, and I am just working on the laundry the rest of the day, as well as I just finished the floors. So I don't have too much else to clean. And I played a little bit of Animal Crossing and relaxed earlier, so I'm probably going to take a walk with Bo in a little bit. But I also think I might do a face mask. Now, my husband has a basketball game in a little bit. I think it's around 5 p.m. and it's around 1 p.m. now, so I have plenty of time to do some self-care, but I don't know if I want to do self-care later on tonight. I have a lot of homework that I have to get done, but it's not due till tomorrow, and I kind of want to push it off till tomorrow. But yeah, so I'm thinking I might do some self-care. I think I'm going to read a book. I also got this new book. It's a poetry book called Good Grief, and it's by Brianna Pastor, and it's pretty much just her poetry. But I saw it on TikTok, oddly, and I just thought it would be really cool. I'm going through some grieving, and I also want to go into grief on that class that I was talking about, because for example, right now, I am in the midst of grieving, but I'm not grieving the death of anyone physically. I'm grieving the relationships that are changing. I'm grieving the old version of myself that has evolved and changed in some really hard ways, and I don't think I've ever had to really grieve myself, if that makes any sense. So this is the first time that I'm really kind of seeing what once was, and I'm seeing what is to come. And it's a really weird parallel of I miss the person that I used to be, and I miss the things I used to do. However, I'm seeing how much more healthy and how much more beneficial my life is since I've learned how to balance these things, and I've learned how to cultivate genuine, deep-rooted relationships and strengthen the ones that matter, and learn how to walk away from relationships that have changed. We're both changing, neither good nor bad. We're just changing, and we grow apart, and that's a part of life. And I think accepting those things and grieving what once was to accept what is to come and what is presently is really difficult. So I got that book. It's called Good Grief, and it's just poetry. I relate a lot with poetry and deeper meaning writings. So yeah, I might work on the class that I'm developing a little bit, do some self-care, and I'm going to read. I actually think I'll save the classwork for next week during the work week, but for now, I think I'm going to wash my face, do a face mask, and kind of just hydrate before I go to the basketball game with my husband. So yeah, let's do some self-care together. So I think that is going to be the end of this video. I have to finish up my laundry today, but I'm going to finish eating my lunch. I'm enjoying watching Mai, I'm pretty sure is how you pronounce it. I put her YouTube on the screen so you can check her out. She's one of my absolute favorite vloggers right now, and she's actually the one, her and a couple other people have inspired me to do this like in my 20s type vlogs and just share with the world, I guess, just what I'm going through in my 20s. And I think that's a really cool idea, a really cool concept. So I'm glad that this is going to be my first episode of that series. Yeah, overall, I hope you enjoyed coming with me. Just a mindful day in my life. Like I said, I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my food. I'm going to relax and until my husband's basketball game later, and then we're going to go there and just have a super chill afternoon. But anywho, I hope you enjoyed, and I'm excited to make more of these. If you did enjoy this, please smash that like and subscribe button. I would love for you to join this family a little bit more intimately. I also have links in the description to all my socials. I have a Patreon as well if you want to partner more intimately with this family. But overall, I hope you just enjoyed yourself. And that is all I have for you. So I'll see you in the next one.